Hello and welcome to Mystic Divine Divinations. Today I will be doing a reading, posting a reading done during the Lunar Eclipse. This reading was recorded during the Lunar Eclipse of May 26, 2021. I will be using clear quartz, amethyst, and malachite to help guide me. Quartz for protection, amethyst for mental acuity, and malachite to enhance my clairvoyance and psychic abilities. I have been doing the tarot for a while now. I thought that I would reach out and kind of share some messages that Spirit sent to me for the signs. I will be doing readings based on the elements of the signs for the sun, moon, and ascendant signs. So I have assigned the cards accordingly. These beautiful, lovely cards go out to the fire signs, that is Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. These blue cards here will be going to the water signs. We have Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, and these other cards will be going to the earth signs and the air signs. So again, these cards here will be going to the earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo, and the smaller cards will be going towards the air signs, or will be for the air signs. As a disclaimer, I just want to let whoever's watching this know that this is a general reading for your sun, moon, or ascendant or rising sign, and that, you just want to take what resonates with you. Not everything will resonate with you, and that's okay. So take what resonates with you and just leave the rest behind. Also, if you see some instant ash fall during the video, it's just because I want to keep the other cards clean while I do each reading. So yes, the smoke's direction is going everywhere because there's a fan on. It's kind of warm where I'm at, so the fan's on just to help keep me cool. So yeah, let's get into it for the fire signs. The fire signs again are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I already shuffled these cards and kind of cleaned them a little deeper before starting, but I'm just going to shuffle them again to see if Spirit has any message they want us to really know. This card was being difficult, so I think it has something to say. Wow, yes, Spirit has some messages for us. Okay, I'm gonna take the top two cards of those. I feel like those were the ones that really took flight. And there we are. There's also a card that kind of flew and that's laying right there. I'm gonna leave that there, honestly, because I feel like that's a special bit of advice that Spirit wants to give to the fire signs. Okay, I'm seeing a swords theme going on, a lot of execution and decision making. So I see for fire signs, there was something that was executed in the past that was completed, brought to completion, and was executed very well. Success is indicated by this card. 10 is the number of completion. So congratulations for what you had completed. It was done very well. Good job. Spirit is telling me to tell you good job. And stay on your good job, Now, One of Swords or the Ace of Swords, New projects, it's reversed. And to be completely honest with you, Spirit wants me to tell you that whatever new project or new relationship or new enterprise you plan to take on, you kind of just want to be careful. Although there were some things that were exceptionally executed in the past, right now you might have a tendency to be hasty about decisions that you make. There might be a tendency to kind of think and take action very quickly. Think and take action very quickly, and kind of just gloss over the details. Spirit is asking me to tell you to not gloss over any details that may affect the outcome in the long run. Not necessarily a passionate endeavor, but that making hasty decisions at this time, at the forefront of something, might cause you to overlook something and therefore eclipse some enlightenment about the situation or what that new enterprise or new relationship entails. And also the Six of Wands. I'm seeing that you were going to be rewarded for whatever it is in the past that you have completed. There was something that came to completion in the past. However, it's coming in very strong that there's something that you want to do or start to do, or there's a thought coming up about a plan coming up in which you need to be very careful about what you think. And this advice card I'm getting here, I'm just going to place it up here. I'm sensing, and this card is the Knave of Pentacles. I'm sensing that maybe this enterprise is it might be money related, or it might be like a move or a change of location, a change of occupation, some sort of change that you're planning to make, and that you might have a tendency when making these kind of decisions to do so hastily. Spirit wants me to tell you to take it slow, plan for any contingencies, and that you will be rewarded for the execution of your previous plans, but to just presently kind of take the time to truly think about if this is something if you want. If you have a view of marriage in mind or establishing a relationship with someone, just kind of think very strongly about this person and if they're healthy for you, and if they're doing things, or if they're healthy and they're the person for you. Or if you're moving somewhere, think about if this is the place for you, if this is truly where you want to be. Starting a new job, if it's truly a career that you want to take up. And to just be mindful about the decisions you make, the plans you make the plans that you plan to make, the plans that you want to make. Kind of be a little more thoughtful, with yourself in mind. But that success is indicated, and this success probably stems from whatever was completed, whatever was brought to completion. Congratulations, and you will be rewarded from it. You will be rewarded, and you will be able to take action because of this. This could come in the form of money or some sort of benefits or something. But it's very important that you kind of want to make sure that you are very thoughtful about this. Just be very, very thoughtful about how you go about your plans with this situation, because that is very, very important. It's very, very important that you are mindful about this. And that spirit is on your side. I want to point that out because it's very important to know that spirit is on your side. Spirit is on your side. Spirit is kind of has you in a protective custody. Perhaps some new learning enterprises will come for the fire signs, but expect success, probably from a past endeavor. Okay, now we're going to do a reading for the water signs. If you are a water sign, sun, moon, or rising, you will be a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. Okay, we're going to see if any cards... Whoa, that was pretty quick. Okay, let's see what we have. Whew. There is a lot of energy and a lot of extra cards. Usually I do 3-card spreads when it comes to doing quick readings. 4 seems to be our angel number this evening. It's good for us. Okay, we have the 6 of Cups, the 3 of Wands, the Prince of Wands, and Judgment. Whoa. Any major arcana cards usually symbolize like a life-changing or altering experience. This card is kind of like in a good way. Something along your path will come along that will give you freedom. But I'm looking at this 6 of Cups. I'm sensing that for the water signs, maybe there's something going on with the water signs that maybe like a breakup or kind of a separation from a partnership. This could be an emotional partnership. It screams like a romantic partnership. Maybe some of you might have experienced like releasing someone, letting go of someone, or kind of losing intimacy with someone, kind of losing that sense of endless trust that you may have had at the initial stages of the relationship. And maybe emotion has run away with itself for the time being. However, I'm seeing for the water signs that business is going well. There's a lot of teamwork and illumination in the business aspect for these signs. A lot of things coming into fruition, maybe new projects that haven't just started, but perhaps were started in the past, in the more recent past, that are like coming together. And that's very interesting. Very interesting to see. It's very interesting that these signs have the tenacity to continue during any emotional adversity. It's very powerful. And then we have the Prince of Wands, and he is in the reverse, which is very interesting. Spirit is telling me that it's a good time to kind of try to come to terms with these feelings. Because Spirit is very proud of you for being able to do what you want to do passionately in spite of some emotional turmoil that you're experiencing. And that you're kind of just really flourishing and basking in the limelight of your endeavor, of your passionate endeavor. And when I say passionate, I mean something that really drives you and motivates you to get out of bed and be that awesome fire sign that you are. It's very strong. and that there's a lot of support in this endeavor. Whether that be work related or just spiritually or mentally, whatever is causing you to like get out of the house more and take more action. And Spirit is very proud of you. Very proud of you. And I'm sensing that Spirit's advice during this eclipse is perhaps that laying down the tendency to like argue or like bicker with either a partner or a coworker will really be cathartic for both parties. It could be some sort of argument that you would like to push on people because you are a very passionate soul, but that you should lay down your call to arms and kind of not contend at this time. That ultimately you choosing to like fight this battle at this time might actually do more damage to your ego than you think. And so that you actually choosing not to choose to fight or argue might be freedom from self-created shackles, kind of things that we do. Sometimes everyone, all signs might have a tendency to see themselves as weak when they don't argue or they don't voice their opinion. But Spirit is telling me to let you guys know that there is no need to do this at this time, because ultimately when you accept people for who they are and it allows you to like open your mind and kind of see who they are, and from that you kind of gain a sort of freedom, from an inner freedom that sings to your soul, sings to your spirit, and that you come to terms with who you really are, and you come to terms with who, like, what you really want to do. Water signs. So like, not everything has to be a battle, not everything has to be an argument, not everything has to be about war. And sometimes people tend to think that water signs are over emotional people, and I feel like that's just not the case. And maybe because of that, water signs have a tendency to kind of be catty or like sarcastic sometimes. Not all water signs, it obviously depends on other planetary placements, but that at this time, like, self-liberation that you wish to attain comes from you not pressing the issue at this time. And that's what I'm getting from Spirit for the water signs. But that there's a lot of passion and there's a lot of freedom and liberation coming for water signs. A lot of freedom. Maybe it's a freedom from this romantic endeavor. Maybe it's financial freedom, or maybe it's just I'm getting the sense that it's more so on the spiritual side. It's more spiritual freedom. It's more kind of getting out of your shell, or getting out of that, if you're a Cancer, getting out of that shell, or if you're a Pisces, going with that flow, and if you're a Scorpio, kind of not, using that poisonous sac on your tail to like attack, but allowing yourself to be docilely led ultimately leads to some sort of freedom. And that this freedom will probably allow you to be a little more successful in your endeavors, your business endeavors specifically, your whatever project or new foundation that you're working upon for yourself, you'll ultimately be freed by this. But that this freedom typically comes from kind of just seeing, kind of just observing and not really taking action, but kind of being observational so that your next moves will be in accordance with what is spiritually liberating for you, or mentally liberating for you, maybe even physically liberating for you. It's your time to shine. It's your time to break through from whatever rut your emotional encounters have you going through, and kind of be free from having to constantly prove yourself or argue with someone. Not everyone is perfect, and maybe the person that you're dealing with isn't really letting you know or making it obvious that you are worth more. You don't have to like prove your worth, you know? It should be apparent in your action and how you pursue your dreams and what you have been able to accomplish for yourself, even though new things are kind of in their starting phase. The spirit is proud of you, and there's a lot of release that will come from this. A lot of release that will come from this. And again, anything from the major arcana usually indicates that on our path we will be released from something. So maybe it's not the reward you were looking for, but it'll totally be worth getting the reward you actually want. And that's very powerful within itself, kind of like a catalyst. Okay. Earth signs. When I say earth signs, I am referring to sun, moon, and risings of Capricorns, Taurus, and Virgos. I really chose these cards because it gave me like a really earthly vibe picking them out. But yeah, let's see what Spirit has for earth signs this fine illuminated evening. These cards are a bit difficult to shuffle, but that's okay. They're very solid, like earth. We're just gonna shuffle, 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 shuffle. Oh, we have a winner. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it literally like flew out of my hand while there was no motion happening. Spirit has a very strong message for earth signs tonight as well. I feel like all signs have, messages, good messages coming towards them from Spirit tonight. So I just want to be mindful. Okay, we have another card that kind of just jumped out at me. Oh. And we see Six of Wands. Wow, a lot of success. A lot of success coming. I will be drawing an advice card, but I kind of just want to assess these first. So we have the Queen of Wands, the Four of Cups, and then Six of Wands. Okay, earth signs. A lot of new things coming to fruition. However, fortunately, on a good note, I'm seeing that for earth signs, you're kind of on top of your A game, or at least you were recently in the past. On top of your A game, rulership, screaming power, rulership, and independence. This might be for some of you who have like your own business or something, but this card right here kind of throws me off because not like ew, but like, wow, you know, because I mean, earth signs, if you are going through something emotional right now, if you're feeling neglected or you're feeling kind of sad, it might have to do with the fact that you might be neglecting emotional aspects of yourself. I don't know if you can really see, but the character in this card is kind of ignoring the fact that he has some pretty strong, stark emotions for something or someone and about themselves. And that they're kind of not only neglecting, you know, endeavors on the outside world, but that they're kind of neglecting these endeavors not to their own benefit. And this may not be readily apparent at the moment. Even the emotions towards the self, although your emotions about yourself may not be all over the place and running around, you're kind of like, you might be kind of stuck in an emotional rut. Probably it might be with a relationship or like a partner or something, or maybe a friendship. Please, Taurus, please do not ignore this. Please, Capricorn, don't ignore this. Please, Virgos, do not ignore this. Do not ignore the emotions you know you have. You have them for a reason. And coming to terms with that reason is very powerful. I'm sensing that this whole lunar eclipse thing is kind of liberating for all the signs, in a sense that there will be a release of some sort of understanding or conceptualization about different aspects. And for you earth signs, I'm getting that it's very important at this time that you do not neglect your feelings. You kind of come out of your shell to yourself. And I'm not really sure if that makes sense. Like, you know who you are. You have a strong sense of who you are. You're a very practical person. You know what you want done and you get it done and you execute it well. That being said, don't neglect your own house. Don't neglect the friends and family of your own house. Don't do that. And success. I'm seeing a lot of successful action that was taken, initiated, and you might finally be getting recognition for. Really bright days ahead for our earth signs. I'm so sorry about the shaking. No, there wasn't an earthquake. But yes, successful endeavors indeed. However, Spirit is calling to me, suggesting to me that this emotional turmoil that you're dealing with, that you're kind of not letting anyone else see or hear about, should be addressed. Should probably be addressed. Yes, but that success is coming to you. Even more success. You're successful, and guess what? Even more success is coming to you. Even more success. And that's a very good thing. We all want success, right? So, yes. Then I want to pull an advice card. I feel like there was a card that I kind of skipped in the beginning that kind of really tried to escape my grasp, and I didn't let it. Yes. The advice card for the earth signs. I'm seeing that for the earth signs, it's very important for you at this time to address whatever emotional turmoil you might be going through. Even though this might not be apparent in your actions, it will become apparent to your actions. We have the 10 of Wands here. So perhaps this emotional turmoil you're experiencing could ultimately impact your business endeavors or financial endeavors or whatever passionate action you plan to take coming along with your current enterprises. They may be affected by you neglecting your own house, you neglecting your own sense of well-being emotionally. I know that sometimes in society there's a tendency to gloss over how you might truly feel, and you know, it's difficult to do because humans in general, we're just emotional creatures. And even if you are in the world and you act like you don't care, or you act like it's not bothering you, ultimately you're still kind of acting out of emotion, because you're acting like emotional. You're acting like, well, I don't care, I feel I don't care. That's still caring enough to not care. But if you do care about something, it's the time to speak up. If there's some feelings that you're neglecting, then address them, because this could ultimately kind of affect whatever endeavors you have going on, and it can kind of make you feel bombarded and overwhelmed. Also, a quote comes to mind. Spirit is telling me to giving me a sense that maybe this quote belongs here. And the quote is like, "In his splendid home, no friends or family dwell." So things might be extravagant for you, enterprise wise or business wise, but ultimately, if you drain your internal well dry, or if you drain your relationships dry from neglect, ultimately it will affect your ability to conduct business, your ability to do what you want and love to do passionately. I'm getting that very strong sense that Spirit is telling me to tell you that there's certain things that come with time, and learning about yourself is definitely one of them. And that it's okay to not know. Sometimes don't feel bad because you have been neglecting the emotions. Kind of just acknowledge that there are a lot of people in your corner. There are a lot of relationships that you might have left untouched. Even maybe an inner relationship that you have that's been left untouched, but that these things need your acknowledgement. They're there for a reason. The things you feel and how you have compartmentalized them, and you have them for a reason. And being neglectful about that reason is kind of like putting a cap of Altoids in a Coke bottle, and kind of expecting the cap to hold while you're out here making your big baller money moves, or out here, doing what you love, doing what you enjoy to do. Ultimately, that cap will come off due to all the internal pressures of not really addressing how you feel. And it's not so much that you have to address it with your lover. I mean, that's always advised, just to keep things kind of healthy and worthwhile. But even if it's emotions that you have about yourself, or emotions that you have about your life, about who you are, address it, acknowledge it, don't ignore it, and don't establish those feelings and then not deal with them. Don't know that something is making you sad and not say, hey, this is making me sad. Hey, this is affecting me. Acknowledge it. If you've been dealing with the loss of maybe some friends or some family members, or maybe relationships, maybe there's a way that you feel about them that are affecting not necessarily how you feel about yourself, but that you're not really allowing to come to fruition for yourself. Have your cup. But, you know what's in it. Know the emotions you feel. Know the wave length that you're not only having for yourself, but that you might ultimately be emitting to your surroundings as a result of neglecting them. Like for example, if you're like, I'm mad at this person, but I'm not going to tell them I'm mad. Subconsciously, you might be doing things that indicate that there is emotional turmoil with this person, and you might not even realize it. Maybe a friend is neglected, a younger friend. Maybe you see something in someone else that they don't see in themselves, and you're afraid to tell them. Maybe you have some clairvoyance that you're being receptive to, but you're not really sharing. And now we have air signs. Air signs. If you're an air sign, you have a sun, moon, rising in Leo, Aquarius, or Gemini. Oh, excuse me. Leo. Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Leo is a fire sign. Ooh, those L's. Anyway, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Let's see what the cards have for us today. These cards are a little smaller than the other decks. However, this deck is very beautiful. It's well illustrated and very powerful. Let's see what this beautiful lunar eclipse holds for the air signs this evening. This very illuminated evening. Okay, air signs, let's get into it. Okay, I'm getting the Page of Rods. Page of Rods for you air signs as the first card. Ooh. A rumorlicious past. Rumorlicious indeed. Let's see what else Spirit has for us today. Okay. All right. Spirit is calling us tonight. Let's put these in the correct order really quick. Okay, so rumors being spread about you in the past. Let's see. These cards are mysterious, just like the air signs themselves. If you know someone who's an air sign personally, you probably have some sort of idea of how mysterious these signs can be. Ooh, okay. And we're getting right into the major arcana with this one. Okay. Air signs. What's coming for you guys? I'm seeing that there were some rumors or some aired speculations made about you in the past that had to be put to rest. Or maybe some form of communication that you had to stop or gain control of. This High Priestess card right here is just screaming at me power, screaming at me empowerment, and being currently through a transition phase of your life. Using these cards, I've never really got this card, so that kind of says a lot. Air signs. This is going through some major changes for the air signs. Going through some major changes involving who you are and just how much you're willing to accept and put up with. With this card, I'm seeing that the advice from Spirit has more so to do with protecting your energy now and protecting how far you've come, even through the adversity of the past. I feel like you know to pick your battles wisely already, but that there's no need to be on the defense about something. It's almost like be offensive or not really go out there offending people, but just be mindful of the fact that if you have to put your foot down on something, you should do it. And don't do it with any fear. And use that high priestess discernment in what battles you do choose. Also, and when it comes to any battles or turmoil you're dealing with, this could be internally, this could be externally, it's time to deal with it kind of in a sense of without any hesitation. Let go of fear, let go of feeling restrained. Go with your intuition. Allow that to be your guiding light through this endeavor. Through whatever endeavor you have coming to you soon, High Priestess. Because this is a great phase to go through in your life. You're being very patient. You're being very conscientious about who you allow into your life, what you give your energy to. And Spirit wants me to tell you to continue in that mode of thought. Continue with maintaining your sovereignty, if you will. Maintain it and do so fearlessly, because the Eight of Swords next to this card is kind of an indication that, if you don't protect yourself right now, if you don't have a good handle on it, or even if you do have a good handle on it, it wants me to remind you to kind of continue to have a good handle on it, because something from the past might come back to you, and whatever comes back from the past, don't be fearful about it, because it could result in an outcome that you don't want. Fear is never a guiding principle, so don't allow it to become a guiding principle now in deciding what you want for yourself. Kind of just keep the status quo. Stick to where you're at. Sorry, camera died. Anyway, back to these two cards. Stick to where you're at, but don't let fear, hesitation, or any type of restriction. Don't place any restriction on yourself. This might be a thought restriction. Open your mind, air signs. You guys are the realm of thought. Your zodiacs are literally like the air represents the realm of thought, is a symbolism for thought. That's where you guys rule. And that when it comes to battles, like, you need to be on the forefront of addressing a battle. Maybe you have a tendency to be on the defense when it comes to, a job, or maybe like sometimes you have problems taking the initiative, like putting yourself out there and really showcasing your skills. Spirit wants me to tell you to show those skills off, baby. Show that you have discernment. Show that you are the High Priestess. Don't let fear confine you. Don't let self-limiting beliefs exude into your career or your business. Don't let self-negating, self-abnegating, self-doubt, don't let that come through. Remember who you are. Remember the threshold that you have come into recently. Just kind of remember that you're the High Priestess and you can face battles. Hell, you even deserve to be a little competitive when it comes to your career choice, your career options, and how you execute them. But do not let that fear get to you. This Eight of Swords in reverse is screaming at me. Do not let that fear get to you. Do not hesitate. If you know that you need to take action and you need to do it now, do it now. Because it's very important in this phase of your life, whether it be work related or thought related, like self-care related. It's time to attack it. It's time to be at the forefront of that. It's time to, accept your role as the high priestess. Continue to use discernment, but when action is required, air signs, you need to take it. And Spirit really wants me to let you know, like, that hesitation, it never works. Operating out of fear, it never works. Even if you try something and you don't think it's right, let that intuition from being the high priestess that you are, especially if you have an air sign for a moon sign, especially if you have like an Aquarius moon or a Libra or Gemini moon. I feel like more so Aquarius moons and Gemini moons, like when it comes to action that you are unsure about, trust your spirit guides, trust your intuition, trust your gut, whatever you want to call it, whatever connection to spirit you have, use it, because you are that BITCH for a reason. People running their mouths about you in the past has come about because you are that high priestess, because you are there with it. So use it, air signs. Use that ability to kind of shine through, because I'm seeing that on the verge of whatever's coming next for you, this battle that you choose to fight will ultimately lead you to grand blessings that kind of differentiate you from anyone who ever run their mouths about you. And be mindful, air signs, that people who run their mouths about you, sometimes that's all they have. All they have is their words. All they have is their rumors. But you're here with it, and you need to maintain that. And maybe you're not in an environment where it's nourishing to how much you have going for yourself, but that regardless of what you might be used to, you really need to attack an issue. It might be an issue that happens like in a specific day, and that don't be defensive about it. Be on the offense of it. If it's career related, be on the offense of it. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of any career opportunities that you have. You may not even understand it, but release that fear, and you might not know. That Eight of Swords is blindfolded. But if you look at this Seven of Rods, you see he's kind of fearful, or this image, the person depicted in this image, he's fearful, but it's upside down. And in the advice section for this reading, just an extra card that Spirit wanted you to see: attack, 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 attack. Like, do not be afraid to put your skills at the forefront. I'm not saying like to physically attack someone, but just use and trust your intuition that comes with your current phase in life, and kind of use it to take action in your career. You don't have to fight. You don't have to argue with anyone per se. But if you're dealing with a job that involves other people, don't like attack them, like throw rocks at them or say meanful things. Just, don't be fearful. Don't be fearful. Like, if you have a special set of skills, someone might need in the work area, or you have a special insight to a specific situation concerning someone else in your business or career endeavors, like, do not hesitate to, don't let things escalate to the point where there's little to no return of something. Do what you know needs to be done. Get out there and do it. Because if you don't, it could ultimately bring you sacrifices you might not be ready to come to terms with. This could be even like internally related. Like, maybe, I know that sometimes air signs sometimes can have problems that they never really share with anyone, but like have thoughts that are like confining to them. Don't let your thoughts confine you. Don't let your thoughts define you. I know that, you know, a very popular quote is, I think, therefore I am. I like to believe, like, kind of like the vice versa of that. I am, therefore I think. I can think anything. I can think in fear, but this advice right here, this hesitation that might have you hemmed up, might be a result of fearfulness, and Spirit is strongly advising that you disengage from fearfulness. You disengage from thinking that you can't, I can't, is too soon, or it's too late, or it's not enough, or I don't know how to, I've never had to. No, stop. If you know something to be correct, what matters in the first place is your ability to even take the initiative to do something, to change something, and do it. Because it might not even be you on the line, Aquarius. It might be something else bigger than you. Yes, Aquarius, and also Libra. I'm getting strong Libra sense from this too. Like, it could be a lot on the line. Yeah, Aquarius. Yeah, maybe there's an Aquarius that this is especially specific to. But yes, air signs, just be mindful that this transitory phase that you're going through, it might be that something comes back to haunt you, but that you need to address it where it stands. And just be mindful of how you address it, because again, I do not promote violence. I do not wish to hear anyone be violent, or anyone to say that I encourage them to be violent. No, it's just that Spirit is kind of asking you to attack something that might come back from your past. Just prepare and do not hesitate at all from coming back for your past, or anything that might come back from your past. So a lot of this advice, if it resonates with you, of course, a lot of this advice might, I feel like in every reading there was a major arcana card, so it kind of seems like everyone is kind of just going through something healing spiritually, especially with things going on in the state of the world right now. I feel like there's a lot of things that that can kind of make us feel overwhelmed. I feel like every sign, every elemental aspect of each sign had something to overcome, but that at the end, like, again, please just take what resonates with you and feel free to leave the rest. If you like this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. I will be posting more videos, so like and subscribe. Let me know if you have any tips or suggestions, because although I do tarot like a lot in my free time, I figured now would be a great time to kind of just put myself out there and share what I have with the world. But again, this is Mystic Divine coming at you live with some words of wisdom to free your mind. Peace out and blessings.